Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Maximilian College Basketball Picks and Analysis for Saturday, February 28th. I'm your host, Max Hofmeyer, and I've got three matchups to go over for today's mega slate of games. And sadly, I am having some video technical difficulties, so it is just going to be audio today. You won't get to see my beautiful face as normal. But yeah, last episode of February, ending the month with 143 game slate, and then, one more sleep, and it's March, maybe. It is, the best time of the year, ready to go. So, but as always, recap last episode, did get a 1-1, but kind of got screwed on that Central Connecticut one, up 5 with just a couple seconds left, and they give up a dagger meaningless 3 to win by 2 and get hooked there. A great line, too, closed about 3.5, 4.5. So would have liked to see a 2-0, but we moved to 51-39 on the year after that 1-1 as Missouri State was able to get it done for us. So let's go ahead and jump into Saturday's plays. And for play number 1, we've got a Big 12 matchup between Iowa State and Texas Tech, where Iowa State is laying nearly double digits. Iowa State, one of the best home courts in the nation, 15-0 at home, and they've knocked off teams like Kansas and Houston this month alone. This will now be Texas Tech's third game without JT Toppin, who is done for the year. This Texas Tech team was already very thin, as they ranked 359th in bench minutes. So not only do they lose, one of the best players in the country, replacing him is going to be difficult, as they just don't have a ton of options. Christian Anderson able to pick up the slack in those last two games. He got Ken Pom MVPs in both of them. But it is worth mentioning it was to a dead Kansas State team and a Cincinnati Bearcats team that is always just so up and down. So no JT Toppin. It hasn't been a problem, at least not yet, but I do think it will be a problem here. Iowa State is extremely aggressive. They can get to the line, which could really put this Texas Tech team in a bind because, like I said, they don't have a ton of options, so foul trouble could really get this team in trouble. Not only that, but Christian Anderson, who has absorbed a bigger role recently in these recent games without JT Toppin, he draws a tough matchup here as Tamin Lipsey for Iowa State, one of the toughest defenders in the nation at that position. So I think we get an Iowa State blowout here, and at home, great spot. I think the loss of Toppin finally rears its ugly head. So for the first play, I am going to go ahead and take Iowa State minus 9.5. And for the second play, we got Tennessee, who is hosting Alabama and laying 5.5 points here. Tennessee will be looking to bounce back off a loss this week at Missouri, but I will say Missouri has been a tricky place to play this year, as they've knocked off some good teams at home. They've certainly tripped up some opponents. Alabama, meanwhile, they're off a Mississippi State win where they hit the century mark, scoring 100 points in that one. Even without LeBaron Philon in that game, which is a little concerning, but the reports are saying that he should be available in this game, but I do think it is worth mentioning that he did not play in that last one. The Volunteers, they already won that first game at Alabama, and they showed off that elite three-point defense that ranks 22nd in the nation, as Alabama was 6 of 26 from deep. Tennessee should have a massive rebounding advantage here. The Vols are first in the nation in offensive rebound rate, and Alabama currently 261st in defensive rebound rate. So I would expect a lot of extra opportunities for this Tennessee offense. That first game was also part of the brief Charles Bediako stint, as he did play 25 minutes in that one, scored 13 points, was very efficient, and he was certainly the best of their available bigs, and Alabama will not have that luxury again. This Alabama team, they just haven't really been tested on the road in a long time. They do have 3 straight road wins, but it is to Auburn, Ole Miss, and LSU. So I think this test will just be a little too much here, and I think Tennessee gets it done. So for the second play, I am going to go ahead and take Tennessee minus the 5.5 here at home. And for the final play here, we got another SEC matchup between Florida and Arkansas. This should be so much fun to watch and should be a lot of high-octane offense in this one. I talked about this yesterday on Twitter, but Florida's been dominating of late, and it's mainly because they're finally seeing some good three-point shooting. They've been so much better from deep of late, and it's really it's really sparked this offense just into another gear, because even without the 3-point success of late, this is still the second best SEC team from two, shooting 59% inside the arc. And they should absolutely shred this weak Arkansas interior that ranks 14th in 2-point defense in the SEC. And even if they do happen to miss some of those attempts, this Florida team, just like the Tennessee team I talked about earlier, they're elite offensive rebounding and can always generate extra scoring opportunities. So Florida should have no problem hanging a big number in this one. Now, I mentioned Florida was second in the SEC in 2-point percentage. Well, that is because this Arkansas offense ranks first in the SEC in 2-point percentage, as you know, their ridiculous guard play, and Darius Acuff and Malik Thomas, they've just been awesome, and they should be able to feast here. As Florida, they like to guard opponents one-on-one, make them, just make the defense or make the opponent beat you one-on-one. That's exactly what Acuff and Malik Thomas can do. So I don't think Arkansas should have any problem scoring here either. So for the final play, I am taking over 169.5. as I think they score 170 plus, no problem. And I would not be surprised if Florida finds themselves near the century mark. So going to go ahead and take the over for the final play. And that will do it for today's episode. Thanks so much for watching, and go ahead and like and subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. And best of luck and enjoy your Saturday.